This short animated film begins with an innocent moment. A young boy named Kalen receives a camera as a gift for his 6th birthday. Excited and full of joy, he spends the day taking pictures of everything around him. But his happiness is short-lived. He accidentally breaks the camera. The loss devastates him, and that night he can't sleep, lying awake with sadness. Suddenly, a strange figure enters his room through the window. It introduces itself as Sipsneed, a sleep fairy, who claims it can fix the broken camera. Sipsneed convinces Kalen to follow him through a mysterious portal into another world. At first, this world looks magical and enchanting, full of colors, strange shapes, and dreamlike sounds. For a moment, it feels like a fairy tale adventure, but slowly, the atmosphere begins to change. The bright world grows darker, the sounds turn unsettling, and Sipsneed's behavior becomes more suspicious. Kalen starts to sense that something is terribly wrong. He realizes he is not alone. Shadowy figures seem to be watching him from the darkness. Fear takes over as he understands he has stepped into something far more dangerous than he imagined. The story reaches a horrifying conclusion. Later, when the police arrive, they do not find Kalen alive. Only his legs remain. His body has mysteriously vanished without explanation. The chilling ending leaves viewers disturbed and full of unanswered questions. What really happened to the boy? Who or what was Sipsneed? The strength of this film lies in its unsettling atmosphere. It begins like a children's cartoon, warm and playful, but gradually shifts into pure horror. The contrast between the innocent setup and the terrifying finale makes the story especially haunting. At its core, it can be seen as an allegory about childhood trust, the dangers of following strangers, and how behind a promise of magic, something sinister may be hiding. When watching The Kid and the Camera, the first thing that stands out is the contrast between appearance and meaning. It begins as if it were an innocent children's story. A boy gets a birthday gift, he's excited about his new camera, and the atmosphere feels light and harmless. This lulls the viewer into a sense of safety, as though we're about to watch a wholesome cartoon. But slowly something starts to shift. The music grows heavier, the visuals darker, and the sleep fairy no longer feels friendly. This gradual build-up of dread is more effective than showing a monster outright, because the viewer feels the unease creeping in before the horror fully reveals itself. What feels especially unsettling is the moment of trust. The boy follows the strange figure without hesitation, simply because it promises to fix his broken camera. There's a deep psychological undertone here. Children naturally believe promises and don't know how to recognize danger behind a kind face. This is what makes the ending so brutal and shocking. It demonstrates the vulnerability of innocence in the most merciless way. The image of the boy's legs left behind is deeply disturbing. It's bizarre and illogical, and that strangeness makes it more terrifying. On one hand, it highlights the physical horror, as if he was torn between two worlds. On the other, it leaves a sense of incompleteness, an open wound in the story. The viewer isn't given closure, only a haunting absence that lingers after the credits roll. Overall, the short film works both as a warning and as a play on perception. At first we think, oh, this is going to be sweet and harmless, but in the end we face the complete opposite. That subversion of expectation is one of horror's strongest tools. It doesn't just scare with imagery, it destabilizes, reminding us that even in the most innocent forms, something truly nightmarish might be hiding.